everything around me. Green, get the money, dollar bill, yo.
What's going on, guys? Got some more Crowfall action for you today. So the news has now gone mainstream about the Crowfall layoffs, and I wanted to wait and make a video about this now rather than do it on Friday when the news first broke to those of us that were, fairly connected in the community. Wanted to wait and see how things settled and who actually got let go and how bad it actually was. So, they did some pretty substantial layoffs on Crowfall. Not like everybody, but they definitely, for sure, let go of more people than I'm sure they wanted to, particularly one of the engineers that did the procedural map generator, which was one of the coolest things about the game, got let go. Now, I will say, as a disclaimer, this is a pretty common practice in video games and with tech products in general, is that once you create the product, you just need less people to maintain it, especially with things like artists. You just need less artists, for example, when you have the game world complete and you're just adding stuff, you're not creating it from the ground up. So that is true. And I'm sure that even if Crowfall was significantly more successful, some of the roles just they're redundant. You just don't need that many people for those specific things, right? So that is a thing, but let's not kid ourselves. The game is not doing as well as I'm sure they would like. So the thing with Crowfall is that the game genuinely has a lot of really good aspects to it. The overall bones of the game, even people that don't like the game currently, most people will agree that have given the game, I guess, an honest shake, will agree that the core systems of the game are pretty good and there's a lot of potential there. And I'm of the belief that it really doesn't need much. So what does the game need? I think the game needs more captivating content for small and medium-sized guilds. And ironically, if you create more captivating content for the small and medium-sized guilds, you're actually going to see some growth of these small and medium-sized guilds into larger guilds. So that will feed the larger guild game as well. Right now, pretty much you either can field the required Zerg to do forts and keeps, or you can't. Meaning that 95% of the guilds in the game are essentially irrelevant outside of just doing their own little thing, getting outposts. The small-scale game loop is pretty terrible from a PvP perspective. And there's not any focused PvP. A big issue with Crowfall is that it's very difficult to get friend groups involved in this game because there's not any for sure guaranteed, like, we're going to get some fun fights if we do this thing. There's no feature like that. So if you and 3 of your buddies all get on Crowfall and want to do some PvP, you pretty much just have to run around the world and hope you get it. There's really not any like Hellgate you can enter or something like that. Crowfall desperately needs some degree of small scale and mid scale instance content out in addition to the open world. I think that if people could, if we could take advantage of the siege schedule for mid and small scale events in addition to the big large events, I think that you would see a lot more retention and growth of these small and mid-sized guilds, because right now you either field the required Zerg or you don't exist. And what that's led to is that there are no up-and-coming Crowfall guilds because you have to join a mega alliance or die. Everybody else is just kind of doing their own thing, not really caring about the score, and it makes the game very uninteresting when it's just 2 big Zergs calling each other Zergs, and, oh no, you're the bigger Zerg. No, you're the bigger Zerg. It's really dumb. So I absolutely think Crowfall needs some sort of Hellgate Albion Online system to where me and my buddies could jump on Crowfall and know for sure that we're going to get some fun PvP. And I think that will actually motivate people to get out in the open world and get the gear and the resources and whatnot. Just because you're going to have a feature like the Hellgates, for example, where people are constantly burning through gear, losing stuff, blowing their gear up and needing to get replacements. I think that if we had some instance content where it was high turnover, you're getting tons of kills and tons of fights every single night, I think that you would see a lot more open world activity as well, ironically. So, Crowfall genuinely does have a lot going for it, and I'm somebody that is playing it and having fun with it. But the problem is that you just have to slog through lots of unfun to get to the fun. There are bouts of fun in Crowfall, but man, are there bouts of running around, not doing anything, looking for something to do, or if you're running around in a group, you either completely destroy whoever you find because it's 1 or 2 guys, or you get completely destroyed because you got run over by 20 people. I think that's fine. I think that's fine in open world games for that to exist, but I think that the game would greatly benefit from some focused content that's instanced, honestly. So what are my plans for Crowfall as a YouTuber and streamer? Well, I'm currently still playing Crowfall every day and having bouts of fun with it. Again, there's just a lot of not having fun and nothing happening before you get to the fun stuff, which is random and fleeting. So I've really struggled to stream Crowfall and have it be entertaining and have it be something I even want to stream. So I'll be honest, I just haven't been streaming it because what am I going to do? Just run around looking for people to gank all day for hours and hours and hours, and there's really nothing going on except for running around hoping you find a good fight. That is very hollow, and it's not very interesting, and the overall game politically from like a guild's winning perspective is entirely uninteresting. So I've had a very difficult time streaming the game and keeping people engaged and keeping myself engaged, to be honest, for long periods of time. However, I have been having fun with the guild. We're jumping in. People go in and out of AFK, and we hop on and do some stuff and then go do something else for a little bit. It's a fun game for that right now if you're not taking it too seriously. But to sit down and play it seriously for like long periods of time is tough. So I still plan on making some YouTube videos. Streaming, you might see it every now and then, but I'll be honest, it's getting kind of tough to do that. So my long-term plans for Crowfall in the months coming ahead is I'm going to give New World a shot. Like, let's be honest, it's a $300 million shiny MMO. Like, these don't come out that often. I'm definitely going to give it a shake. So I will be taking a vacation from Crowfall. However, I'm not going to say I'm quitting the game because I do genuinely think the game has... I think there's some hope there. I really genuinely hope they can secure some funding to create some of these features I talked about earlier in the video, because I think they can turn it around, because I genuinely think the game doesn't need much. But I will be taking a bit of a break from Crowfall when New World comes out, but I do still plan on making Crowfall videos and streaming up until then. Gotta make an Archer video and some stuff like that. But, the game is fun, but again, bouts of fun. It's just not, there's not enough of it consistently. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with Crowfall. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.